Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach, and I have the honor to be with Anatol and Aisha. Anatol Nguyen and Aisha's from Argentina, right? And Anatol's from the US. And they're running a great project called Green Stretch Pen. And it's part of this group of 11 organizations that will be benefiting from the Castle Rock Fund. Castle Rock Fund. By the way, you guys, I'm pausing after each sentence because you will be translated. So this is a special fund which is going to produce interest or extra money for many generations to support. You can hear one of our next generations is having his milk break right now here in the room. And we're trying to take care of the future generations by putting together an endowment here now called Castle Rock Fund. And so it's going to support 11 or 12 different organizations. And the idea is that these little videos will give you some idea about what are these organizations doing nowadays, how did we start each organization, and what are our plans for the future. And then why should you help with this endowment? Why should you take care of future generations, okay? So I'll tell a little bit about the history, and then I'll turn it over to Anatol and Aisha, who are doing all the work. So I was living in, so when I finished at Princeton, I heard about this great teacher who was, by coincidence, about an hour away from Princeton, and in a small, strange town of all Mongolian people. And they came to the United States after World War II. And they were escaping, they actually were in danger of going to the concentration camps during World War II. And so those who survived were allowed to come to the United States, and they started a small community about two hours from New York City. And it's a beautiful community because they built 4 big temples and small monasteries. And my teacher was at one of those monasteries. And I ended up spending almost 30 years there. And I'll tell you honestly, I was involved in college in an abortion. So, I had a girlfriend. When I was traveling to the Himalayas, during that time, she found out she was pregnant. We used birth control, but something went wrong. And she had an abortion. And then later, I found out, that this was a mistake. And I asked my teacher, what can I do to help to clean this karma and help this child? What can I do? And he said, we're living in a small Mongolian community. There's about, 1,000 people. And they have a lot of kids. And let's do a kids group. And you can be the teacher. And then you by the karma of helping the kids, you can clean this karma, And I said, well, I was really, really busy. And I said, well, how long should I help the kids? And he gave me his typical Rinpoche answer, which was, until the karma finish. And then I said, well, how long is that? He says, I don't know. You just do it. You will know. You will know. So we started a kids group. And we actually taught debating, and we taught meditation to the kids, and we had some exercise time. And that little project it ended up 15 years. I did it for 15 years. And, by the way, I'll give you guys a clue, Anatol and Aisha. The main discipline tool was called cake. And I would buy a cake before each class. And then, if the kids were good, then I would give them each a piece of cake. And, we had a discipline problem at the beginning, because when I cut the cake, all the kids would try to get the first piece. And then I think Aisha can appreciate this Bible statement that the first shall be last. So I made a rule that the kid who was the farthest away would get the first cake. And so I'd say, okay, first is last. And then they would run away from the cake. And finally, one kid figured out how to run across the whole temple grounds. He went outside the door, ran across to the neighbor's house, and he said, I'm number one, I'm farthest away. And so that was how we kept discipline. And it was a wonderful group. And those kids, God, they're all like corporate leaders now, and bankers and real estate agents. And they are actually running that temple. That temple's been there for 60 years. And they run it now, and they are beautiful. I'm proud to say, out of the difficulty of teaching those kids, it really worked. And we had a beautiful group. And I'll tell one more story, and then I'll turn it over to Anatole and Aisha. I remember when I was working in New York, we decided to make, some of the parents asked me, could we have a branch children's program in New York? I said, okay. And we had a small building in New York, and I remember we taught them the 4 steps. You know, you have to give away what you want. And so I was up on I remember one day the air conditioning broke. And I was up on a ladder fixing it. And it's really hot in New York in the summer. You guys don't know, right? But it's hot and it's wet. And one little boy was pulling on my pants leg. You know, he kept pulling on my pants leg. And I'm like, don't bother me, you know, I'm fixing the air conditioner. It's too hot in here. And he said, no, teacher, you're all wrong. It's all wrong. I said, what do you mean it's all wrong, you know? And he keeps pulling on my leg. And he said, that's not how you fix the air conditioner. And I'm like, well, how do you fix the air conditioner? And he said, oh, that's easy. You have to go out, go down the street, see if anybody's air conditioner is broken, help them fix it. And then our air conditioner will work, you know. He looked at me like I'm stupid, you know. And I was so shocked, you know. I said, wow, that's such a good idea, you know. And so kids learn better, kids learn faster. Later I was asked to, I had the honor of, they invited me to the Congress of Mexico. And the main university, which is the oldest university in the Americas, UNAM, it's one of the national Mexican universities. They offered me an honorary PhD. And so I went to the Congress. They gave me the PhD. They told me I have 5 minutes to talk. And I said, and I taught the pen, I'll never forget. I taught the pen in the Mexican Congress and how things are coming from us. And then after a while, some of the friends there, Marco and Liliana Tardelli, and also Fernanda and his wife, Gemma Santana, they said, hey, how about if we do a program and the Congress can help. And why don't you do a program to teach Mexican kids? We have 22 million children in Mexico, 15 million elementary schools, 7 million in the high schools. And would you guys be willing to help start a program to teach them basically 3 different ideas? Number 1, green drink, you know, something healthy because the eating habits of kids in Mexico is very bad, and it's mostly because of American companies that sell them bad food, like you know, greasy hamburgers and things like that. And so that's green. Stretch means can we teach the children to do some kind of daily exercise and be healthier? And then pen, here's my pen. can we teach the kids to understand that the world is coming from them? Can we spread this air conditioner wisdom to children all over Mexico? So the government asked us, some of the cool people in the government, and Marco and Liliana, they said, can you guys get that going? And so I asked Anatole and Aisha, could we start some kind of organization that teaches people? They said, what shall we call it? And we came up, the three of us, we came up with the name Green Stretch Pen. Let's call it Green Stretch Pen. Green drinks, healthy eating, stretch, do some daily exercise like yoga, and then pen, understand that the world is coming from us, and that means we have to take care of other people. So I'd like to ask Anatole and Aisha to tell us how their project's going and what's new and what are you guys up to?
Hi, we're so happy today to share with you about Green Stretch Pen in Mexico. The idea is to start in Mexico, but to go all around the world, of course. But we're really happy to start here because the kids seem to have a lot of problems with eating, like Geshe was saying, and they also have a lot of bullying at school. For me, especially, is very touching to help kids in that way because I suffered bullying when I was in secondary school. So I really understand when all these kids are suffering from being bullied, and there's a lot. It's really the worst country in the world that suffers this. And we're really happy because kids are so open, they're so willing to learn, they're so fresh, and they're not distorted like us yet in some way to understand how the world works. So it's in some way easier to teach the pen and the seeds to them. So we started with a big program last year. It was in January last year. We did this program in Chapala, Jalisco, just before the virus started. We were so lucky to try to do it as fast as we could, to gather all the resources. And thanks to our sponsors, we got enough resources to bring the teachers from all over the country, from Mexico, to come to Chapala, this beautiful lake we have in Jalisco. And we rented this beautiful retreat center, a very respected place because they do a lot of Catholic retreats there. So it's very quiet, very beautiful. You can feel a very peaceful energy. We brought all these teachers from all around the country, and we had this training for 5 days, and we taught them the 3 principles of Green Stretch Pen. We taught them how to do green smoothies. That's the prize we give to the kids. We don't give cakes. We give green, yummy smoothies with banana and spinach, and they love it. Now we have 8,000 kids already drinking this green drink all around the country, and we're going for more. We're going for more soon. And these teachers went back to their states because they came from all around the country. We call them ambassadors, and they're now trying to spread this also through the government in their own states to get to more people. And we gave them a blender to take back home as a gift too, so they can start sharing, because that's the principle for them to also teach to the kids. And to make the smoothie work, they know that they have to share with somebody so they can get healthier. And we taught them some stretches based in yoga and martial arts. Because here we can't talk much about yoga because it's a very Catholic country, so we have to be careful with our cultural language. It's like a mix of yoga with qigong, what we came up with, and they really like it. They really like it. They really enjoy it. And they're having their green drinks, and they're also planting their seeds and teaching the pen already. We have videos of all these beautiful kids that already started to teach the pen and the 4 steps. So we're really excited to keep going.
Yeah, so in this project, we did a lot of thinking about trying to anticipate what the kids would need. We did a lot of research about what's going on with the environment, for example, and how the youth are reacting to this idea that the planet is falling apart. I remember in our generation there was this idea of like a nuclear war or something and could blow up the planet. But now the kids have this idea that even if something crazy like that doesn't happen, we're just going to naturally through our habits, destroy ourselves. So we started thinking about what a kid might feel like in this era. And one thing that we came up with is to make basically like Aisha was saying, well, okay, the way we were thinking is that if we could reach the government, and Geshe Michael encouraged us in this with what he did in the Congress, if we could reach the government, then we could actually reach all the 22 million kids in Mexico. So we, what I do for my work is I edit DCI videos for the Diamond Cutter Institute, and I kind of like, that goes into my mind all day long, and I start thinking that way. So one strategy that we used was that we thought if we started to behave as though we were the government, in the sense of, we pay for the teachers to come to get trained, we pay for all their food and housing, we send them back with, we provide them with equipment, then that was something we had heard about that the government had done, about training school teachers. So by mimicking what they were doing, we sort of started to attract their attention. We kind of in the same work that they do. And we came up with this idea of doing short exercises next to the desk that the kids could do like for 5 minutes next to their desk before they started class. And it turns out that the government had the same idea. So we started matching on so many levels that at this point, we're getting calls from different states. We have yesterday we just had a meeting with the supervisor of all the physical education teachers of Tabasco. And we're anticipating maybe in a week, a meeting with the director of the national, all the PE teachers of the whole country. So they're starting to get interested in what we're doing, and we're going to, at the end of June, we're going to be giving a training to all the kindergarten teachers. Wow. Starting with all the kindergarten teachers of Tabasco. So that's already, a very strange ripening for us, because we actually didn't start making phone calls to the government. I wouldn't even know how to call them. But they started to call us, just because basically we both want the same thing. And then we started planting seeds of helping other people to get it. And so it's a beautiful, for us, it's a very exciting way to start trying to prove the idea of the pen and the seeds. Yeah. And it's really happening. If we reach all the kids so after we do the kindergarten teachers, the plan is to go on to first grade and second grade. So they want to keep us busy for a while, training all of their teachers. We have a teacher there named Susel, and she's
our ambassador that is already in Tabasco. Yeah, and she won this
she won a contest. Yeah. She won a contest during the online teaching era of the quarantine. She won a contest to do a exercise video for the whole country, and actually they liked it so much that they promoted her beyond being the winner of the contest. They said, actually, we should do this for a new program that we're trying to launch called what is it? Healthy lifestyle. Some kind of mental and physical health program of Mexico. So just in the way of presenting to these teachers and now to the government these ideas that make so much sense for what the next generation needs. We're starting to reach an entire state of Mexico, and from there it seems like we're already, starting next week, the plan is to have a meeting with the director of physical education for the whole country.
Wow, that's so cool. And I have to, is your son there? Are you going to introduce Cutie?
He's playing Legos with his cousin.
Oh, I'm sorry, he's busy. But I'd like to, just to summarize, I'd like to say that, all of these 11 organizations that we have, we're trying to help the whole world. We're trying to change the model of competition into a model of cooperation around the whole world. And, our organizations touch thousands of people in 25 countries. But I have to say, of all of these 11 organizations we have, there's only one that can help millions of people. And when you help children, you really change a society. It's not a religion. It's not a particular culture. It's the idea that you can get what you want by helping other people to get what they want. So that's really what Anatole and Aisha are teaching the children in Mexico. And I believe this project, here's their son. Hi, Kitty. Here's one of the children they're helping. And I have to say that this one project could help more people than all of our projects. And children are much better students than their parents. And so I think I'm very excited about your project. I looked up the population of Tabasco State while we were talking. It's 2.4 million people. And so I think it's a way to really help the whole world. And the idea is that the Castle Rock Foundation Fund would supply money for many generations to this project. So, we'd always have enough money for your rent and some money to help with salaries. So please don't be shy. Please help us to make this Castle Rock Fund. It's going to help Kitty. Hi, Kitty. And they're going to be the generation that's going to make this happen. And thank you guys for your hard work. And good luck. I heard you got your vaccination. You want to show off your...
Yeah, yesterday.
Yay.
And it was easy.
Yeah.
I just took out the Band-Aid, but yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations on protecting mom and dad and your whole family. Bye, Kitty. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kitty. Bye, Kitty.
Bye.